All right. I apologize for this awful display. As you can see, I'm in Payne Hall right now. I tried to get the thing to work so I could stand up there and it would look really cool, but we're running out of time and I got to get to the gym. So, um, this is what I got for you. So, I apologize, but I can send you the presentation as well, so then you can maybe look at it while I'm presenting and actually see the slides that I'm talking about. But I chose I'm Nick Ventris, Principles in Marketing, and I chose the subscription model. And specifically, I'm going to look at Netflix and how they've kind of dominated the world with this subscription model and are probably one of the best examples of using this in practice. So, first, I just want to introduce the subject, define it. So, a subscription model is a business model in which customers pay a recurring small fee to access a product or service rather than buying it outright. Um, it's kind of like, obviously it's kind of taken over the world. I mean, everywhere we go now, there's subscriptions. I see all these ads for Rocket, I think Rocket Money or something, where they use they like check to see which subscriptions you have, and people have so many that they don't even realize. I mean, there's always the classic example of somebody pays for a gym membership and then they never go and the gym just keeps getting money. I see that a lot in like media and TV shows and stuff like that. But I just think it's really interesting because of the consistency and the relationship that it builds with like between a business and a consumer. Like there's never been something where it's so consistent. Like people are people are making a dedication to this business that for a year they're going to be using their services, and they expect to be given good services, good quality, that it's continued to be updated and stuff like that. And I know I'm going into Netflix. Sorry, I'm just going to make sure this is recording really quick. All right, good. Um, but I just wanted to, I know I'm going to talk about Netflix, but I just think Whoop is a very interesting example really quick because I just had a positive interaction with them. There's always been all these smartwatches. My dad's had a Fitbit for damn near 10 years, and I just try to get him to go over to Apple Watch, and he never will. But there's Fitbit, Garmin, Apple Watch. You buy the watch, and that's what it is, and then they have a new one come out, and you have to buy the new one if you want to. I mean, obviously you can keep it for a while, but you know what I'm saying? Once you get that, that's what it is. But with Whoop, they do something very interesting where it's like, I mean, it's a lot. It's like $280 a year, but it's a subscription, and it basically promises that like each time they come out with a new item, they're gonna ship it to you. So like the Whoop, it was the 4.0 that I had, and then they had the 5.0, and they were ready to send it to me. And what I want to say about that relationship is that they actually, I accidentally renewed for another year, and it was $280, and my parents were mad, but I actually called them, and they had very good customer support, and they were like, okay, if you don't want this subscription, we can still cancel it for you. So, yeah, just looking into some models, I found some interesting ones. They're kind of like you don't really know the names for them, but then you read them and you realize, oh yeah, that is something that I see. So first is the replenishment model, and this is kind of a recurring essentials delivery. So for like coffee, razors, I personally have one where I can get my contact lenses, and that's at 32% of all subscriptions are using this model, and it just kind of it's just like it's a basic one where like it's just so people don't have to worry about it. Like they'll just always have the thing that they need, like pet food or something. They can always have that shipped to them and never have to worry about it. Next is SaaS. I'm forgetting the it's software. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the thing. See if I have my notes with me, but couldn't do that because I couldn't present it up there. But it's basically access to web-based software for a fixed periodic bill. So I have one with I guess on a simple version, Quizlet Plus or Quizlet Pro. I pay like $32 for that, and I have it for the whole year. So that's more online focused. And then there's the box method. I've never been a part of this, but I've seen it a lot where it's like it's a box that contains like a selection of products that one would find like it's of one's interest. Like you see a lot of like clothing boxes, and they'll pick out like three sweatshirts, two shirts, and pants or something like that. And that's also it's the most profitable one, which is very interesting. Because I see it a lot, but I didn't think that would be the one that was most profitable. And then curation. So this is like paying a brand for them to curate like your products and choose them for you, so you don't have to go through the whole process of like I guess online shopping stuff like that. And then lastly is the membership model, which I feel like this is a pretty common one. Gives customers access to exclusive products that non-customers don't have. And this is actually, I'm pretty sure it said 52% of all memberships are this one. So that's like Spotify, Netflix, anything like that. And it kind of gets that exclusivity feel um, that customers want, and it makes other customers not have it, and they want it too because of that exclusivity. So current trends, I just kind of have like a display here of literally just off the top of my head, I could name all of these. Walmart Plus, Chewy, Audible, Fortnite Crew. I know you love Fortnite, so I had to put that one in. But it's kind of just like all these. There's so many now, and it's crazy to think about. Like I just have some of these stats. The average U.S. consumer last year spent $273 a month on 12 paid subscriptions. That's insane to me. Like that's just money that they're just ripping from you, and how many of those are you actually using? Next, nearly 75% of companies that sell directly to customers have some sort of subscription offering. That's, I mean, like first of all, I'm like, holy crap, like that's insane. But also, how do you not have one at this point? Like the 25% that don't, I'm very interested. Like I'd like to look into that more and see which companies don't use it because, and then subscription-based companies have grown 3.7 times faster than the S&P 500 over the past decade. I mean, obviously that'll probably slow down. I mean, the S&P 500's been like that's been around for so long that it can't have a massive growth. But I mean, that's insane. 3.7 times faster. I just think like that's what somebody has to go through every day. Like they just I mean, they're becoming part of the system almost. So the one that I really wanted to talk about was Netflix. And first, just to go over a little bit of history, I was looking at Blockbuster, and I just found this really interesting quote from back when Blockbuster was still on top, and it's the Blockbuster CEO saying, "They are nothing, they are no one, they are a gnat." And obviously, we see that is not what ended up happening. So Netflix, I chose this because I'm really into movies. I know you are too, but let's just 1997 they launched the pay per rental model. So basically they were Blockbuster was you had to go into the store and get the DVDs, and how they made a lot of their money was the late fees, and that was something that Netflix wanted to take advantage of. So they launched a pay per rental model, and they promised no late fees. But then when they got into their subscriptions 2 years later was they switched to a 1 month fee. So you didn't have to buy the DVDs every time. You could you could spend one flat fee like a subscription would be, like a membership, and you would get access to unlimited movies, and they would be mail orders. So you wouldn't have to go into a store and worry about that. They would ship them to you, and there was no late fees, and that was huge because that was the main thing. That was how Blockbuster got their money, but that was what everyone hated. And then moving along to 2007, this is when they wanted to get into streaming, and the technology finally caught up to their big idea. And then this became the same idea. It was the same formula as the DVDs, but online streaming, obviously. And they promised no ads, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but obviously that's not true anymore. And it kind of became the model for every single other business. So, or for every single other streaming company. And I found this crazy graphic that most Americans like using streaming services. 83% of all U.S. adults watch programming on streaming services. And what I really found, I mean, obviously this makes sense. The younger people, even 50 to 64-year-olds have 83%, but obviously it's higher at the top, and then as you go down, like my grandma doesn't know of streaming services, but even low income households. Now I don't know how they distinguish what low, middle, upper income is, but low income households still have 77%. Like that's crazy that somebody who's like even they're part of the system, even they are stuck in this cycle that these businesses get you caught in. And I think that's crazy. Like obviously upper income, they can be those people that have 12 subscriptions per month, but a lower income when they're living paycheck to paycheck and they still pay or they still watch programming on streaming, I just think that's insane. So then looking at just how Netflix changed the world. This data is from 2023, and I'll explain how that's a little bit interesting. But basically, it's just Netflix changed the world, and all these companies followed after. So we just had this graph is showing percent of U.S. adults who say they ever watch programming, and Netflix is 72%, Amazon 67%, Hulu 52%, Disney Plus 48%, and so on. It goes down. But what I kind of wanted to dive into is because of what happened in the news recently. But first, because this is 2023 data, we have Hulu on here at 52% of people. I didn't even think Hulu was that high, but it's higher than Disney Plus, and Disney Plus bought it. So now Disney Plus has all of that, which is just insane. And then really why I wanted to get into this is because Netflix just purchased there's some, I don't know if it's 100% figured out because it's damn near a monopoly. So I think people are pushing back against it. But supposedly Netflix bought Warner Brothers, which owns HBO Max, for $82.7 billion. So that's just showing how it's changing from, small subscriptions to now Disney Plus buying Hulu, Netflix buying HBO Max. That's insane to me. And on one hand, that could be seen as good because somebody's like, oh, well, there's so many subscriptions, everything will be put on one thing. But I think it's worrisome for what future media could be. Obviously, Netflix is really good. They're dominating the subscription world. But as somebody who, cares about movie theaters and the movie theater experience, I think it's a bleak future. Just this graph here, it just shows how obviously inflation, but like that has some role in it. But this just shows how now Netflix has 3 different pricing systems, and they're all going up. And the most basic, they always promise no ads. That was the big thing with streaming, no ads. And now the basic ones, you have ads. And then if you want to watch something that used to be, years ago you could get it no ads. Now it's $20 for if you want no ads. It's just insane to me. And now that they bought HBO Max, and Warner Brothers, that's just going to keep going up and up and up. And really, I just wanted to talk about how the purchase of Warner Brothers is insane because, I have a little graphic here, but Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Friends, DC Universe, that is insane. Superhero movies, obviously there's getting some superhero fatigue, but they are still the most profitable business by far. And Warner Brothers just launched their new DC Universe, and it's getting, it had some really good track record with the new Superman movie, and they have an alternate universe with the Batman. Sorry, I'm getting very nerdy, but it's it's changing the world. That's not Disney Plus buying Hulu and they get a few more TV shows and stuff and movies that Hulu had onto their brand. This is world changing. I can't possibly understand what the future is going to be like, especially because Netflix is so streaming heavy focused. They're done with the movie theaters. They've been one of the main reasons why movie theaters are running out of business. And I had some quotes from the co-CEO here. Together we can give audiences most of what they love and help define the next century of storytelling. obviously that sounds good. I mean, they've done great things with Stranger Things. I don't know, K-pop Demon Hunters. That's a big one. I never watched that, but this one, remember the huge Barbenheimer thing, and he's talking about how the 2023 blockbusters Barbie and Oppenheimer would have enjoyed just as big an audience on the street on the streamer as they did in theaters. That's just insane to me. Like that was, as somebody who's ever since COVID, movies have not been the same. To have that resurgence for those two big movies, and now this guy's saying that it's just the same as going as watching them at home. Like it's just not. And now that they have all these movies, like who is the next Superman movie even going to be in theaters? It's going to be in theaters for a week and then it's going to release to Netflix. Like it's never going to be the same. And then this last one just, and so I don't think there's any reason to believe that certain kinds of movies do or don't work. There's no reason to believe that the movie itself is better in any size of screen for all people. My son's an editor. He's 28 years old and he watched Lawrence of Arabia on his phone. Like it's just, what Netflix has done is truly insane, and they've changed the world. I mean, they're definitely one of the top subscription models, and I just think now that they've bought or supposedly are buying Warner Brothers, I think we're entering a new age, and I don't know. It's just really interesting to look at this, and I'm concerned, but also intrigued as to what the future will bring. So, that's it. There are a lot of my references. I apologize. This was probably really long, but I actually I don't know, I was learning a lot, and I was actually really passionate because, I don't know, movies are my thing. So, yeah, thank you.